guys, are you ready for an unedited video? Yeah, I'm not. Let's go outside and take a look at the farm. Whew! Holy mackerel. Beautiful weather. All right, guys. I'm gonna just show you around. It's been a complete disaster. 2025 and farming. It's been the worst in my 5-year history here. But I'm gonna show you what's new, what's old, what's falling apart, and there's gonna be no edits. Just gonna film and post. So right here, some beautiful strawberry plants. You can see they're trailing, and yeah, that's basically. I named my entire farm Sweetberry Farm, and this is the extent of my strawberries. I actually have two pots loaded with some strawberry plants. So, to tell the truth, we probably ate maybe 2-3 strawberries the whole year. Oh, we have aronia. You guys know what aronias are? Not sure these are still good. There might be a couple of good ones. Yeah, I'll eat it. Little blackberries. They're supposed to be high in antioxidants. Woo! That actually tastes like it's high in antioxidants. I bet that was healthy. All it takes is one good berry, am I right? What else we got going on? Blueberries did not do well. Maintaining my yard did not do well. I haven't cut the entire yard the entire year. Holy mackerel. We have garlic hiding somewhere in the weeds here. There's garlic in here. It looks like a sea of weeds. I still need to harvest the garlic. I've had garlic like 4 years in a row. I've never harvested the garlic, ever. I've just let it do its thing. I don't know. Planted a few new trees. Right here, a beautiful cherry tree. But we've also lost a few cherry trees. I think 2 of them died this year, which is kind of sad. Planted some new apple trees also, which is cool. Right over here, a beautiful little apple tree. Holy cow, there's a massive apple. I didn't see that. Look at that. Holy mackerel. Oh my goodness, do you guys see that? Gee Louise. It's rotting right on the tree. Let's see if I can pull it off without damaging the branch. Oh my goodness, 3, 2, 1. No, that didn't work out very well. I like this branch. Yeah, this is really hard to do without, okay, there we go. And I lost the apple. Oh well, we'll get that apple later. We lost some chickens along the way, guys. Let's head to the coop and see how the chickens are doing. Wish I could edit this video, but I made a promise. Holy cow, we got eggs. Woo! Look at that. 1, 2, 3. That one's still hot. 4 and 5. There we go. Oh, we got some brand new baby chickens that are gonna be our next resource there. And that one's an old chicken. Pretty cool. We still have compost left from last year, so that's cool. What else do we got? Let me see if I can hold this camera. Ooh, we do have berries growing. I ate an aronia, but we have, holy cow, the honeybees. Look at this. Look at that. Beautiful little bees just enjoying the aster. That's a sight for sore eyes. I'm putting the eggs in my pocket. Do you think they're going to be cracked by the end of this video? Let's find out. All right, look at this. Look at that beautiful little bee. So cute. That's so cute. I love it. Aww. Incredible. Isn't nature awesome? Let's see if we can find some berries here. Look at that. Right there, we got some raspberries. I'm gonna harvest that one, and I'm gonna harvest that one. Ooh. I need a camera crew, but I don't think there's any bugs on these, so go for the taste test. Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. Yummy. Let's take a look at the tractor. I did get a new implement this year. I got a belly mower. It's not attached currently, but I'll tell you what, this little tractor certainly got some work in this year, cutting grass. You can see I got the little what do you call that thing? Belly mower? Or no, that's not a belly mower. That's like a, I don't know. It's a 3-point attachment. It works really well. You can see this grass here is shorter than that tall stuff over there, but I haven't used this tractor as much as I should have to maintain things. But it's still a resource. So, yeah. My apple trees are actually creating apples. So this year, I've seen the most apples on my apple trees. They're not like very pretty apples, at least not anymore. But you can see there are a fair amount of apples here. And if I zoom over there, you can see some apples hanging on that tree too, but they all are kind of past their harvest date. So there's that. Oh, let's talk the barn. Remember how I said in other videos that my barn has termites? Yeah, it doesn't have termites. It actually has a little bug called post powder beetle, and they kind of look like termites to the untrained eye. I mean, I've never really seen termites before, but I always thought my barn had termites. It's just post powder beetle, which is still pretty bad. So let's take a look. As you can see, this barn is almost 100 years old, and I painted over the holes here, but let's zoom in. All those little holes are where the post powder beetle are drilling and weakening the structure of the barn. So this barn isn't gonna last forever, that's for sure. But it's, you know, I could still use it for like animals and stuff until it falls over. Some of the beams like this are rotting out at the bottom and no longer structurally sound. So I have a few temporary posts in there. I'm pretty nervous. Holy cow, you can see how it's shifting right there. Yeah, that's not supposed to be an inch off. So you can see the barn is definitely doing some shifting. And if you follow that beam over here, you can see some cracks in the wall there, which makes sense. So things are shifting on the foundation there, and you can also see there's a shift there. I don't know if I can bring it back into alignment. I'm sure where there's a will, there's a way. All right, so the barn is basically falling apart. I think the only way to save this nearly 100-year-old barn is to probably monetize my YouTube channel. Because let me tell you, making pretty decent money at my current job, making like $35 an hour, which is really good. It's really still not enough to do things like fix barns. So I would need to turn into basically Jimmy Donaldson of Mr. Beast. All right, let's go take a look at at one of my projects that's been on my YouTube channel in the past. This is the run-in horse shed. It is supposed to be a greenhouse, but it's a mess. I haven't touched this thing all year. This whole wall blew over. You can see some of the panels that were blocking this wall off are just hiding under the weeds. It's atrocious. This thing looks like a relic at this point from like 1,000 years ago when somebody had a dream and a purpose. The weeds have grown up. You can see these are like those nasty little burrs that stick to your clothes. Not cool. But I'm still hopeful that I can get out here and maybe whip this into shape yet this year. It's been a long year where I started strong, but then I got a full-time job to actually make some money. And everything's been neglected. I've not maintained anything. You can see I made a nice little mulched trail here, but it's overgrown. I mean, I think the bees are liking it because they get to sniff the flowers and stuff, but it's really not impressive anymore in any way, shape, or form or capacity. So, but yeah, again, let's jump around and talk about different topics. There's some apples on an apple tree that I planted last year, so that's awesome. Lots of flowers for the pollinators. Just look at all the white aster. I mean, the bees are really enjoying themselves. We have some goldenrod there. So plenty of nectar for the bees this fall. Hopefully they're getting their fill and saving it for the winter, making their honey wherever they're at. Holy cow, let's see if I have any raspberries growing in this little patch. I planted a patch of raspberries last year. You can see that's a raspberry plant, but I don't see any berries growing here. Oh, I see some potential. You can see that little flower there, but I don't see berries ready to rock and roll, which is a little sad. But maybe next year we'll have a bumper crop of raspberries. So it's just a nightmare. Everything's overgrown, but I'm hoping when things die down, I'll be able to get out here and clean things up and have a fresh slate for 2026. But, you know, what can you do? You take everything a day at a time. Here's a cherry tree that I planted in my early I planted this the first year. I went out and I bought a few nice trees. This one's completely dead. The other cherry tree that I bought the first year, doing well. It had a bumper crop of cherries this summer, so that was nice. Still need to fix my chimney. Take a look at that chimney cap up top. You can see that things are kind of falling apart, and the cement that's capping the chimney on top needs to be patched up and repaired. So that's a project that I haven't gotten to. I bought this scaffolding behind me like 2 years ago, and I still haven't gotten up the gumption to actually fix that thing properly so I can take the scaffolding down. We still have some beautiful flowers. Look at that nice assortment of flowers growing. But I mean, it's, what is it, the 20th, 21st? Is today the last day of summer? I feel like today is the last official day of summer. I think fall is here. Fall is definitely in the air. Let me prove it. I'll take a look at a tree. Let's zoom in. Holy cow, 3, 2, 1. You can see that tree off in the distance is turning yellow. So fall is definitely upon us. The garden started off really strong. My wife really took the reins of the garden this year for the first time, in 5 years. She actually put a lot of effort in, and I would say it's our best garden ever, honestly. She planted some corn, but I think the raccoons got in there and got that. She planted a lot of squash, a lot of tomatoes. You can see there's a few tomatoes hanging on. Well, there's a little patch of tomatoes here, but then there's also a pretty good patch of tomatoes over in that direction. Anyway, I mean, the garden really fell apart. The weeds are here, the grass has gone to seed, and I really need to take a blowtorch to kill all the weed seeds that are being produced. But before I do that, I should harvest all these beautiful pumpkins in our pumpkin patch. I mean, we have some good stuff. An apple tree died over here. You can see it's just absolutely dead. A couple apple trees survived that we planted last year. So that's cool. What else do we got? We had our first viable watermelon this year, which was super awesome to see. We already ate it, but there's another one that we're gonna eat later on, sitting right there. So that's awesome. We got some baby pumpkins to harvest. And then we've also had critters in the garden eating pumpkins like this one. We have spaghetti squash, which is kind of cool and healthy, like that. And we have potatoes over there. Why don't we harvest a couple on this video? And yeah, I mean, this is the garden. Our peppers didn't do really well. We didn't get any peppers, but they're still growing. They look miniaturized. Here's our peppers. I mean, that took all year to grow. Maybe this soil over here is not doing so great. But also, I think a rabbit came in and munched our peppers down to nothing. So they're really, I mean, these peppers are trying their best to come back. But, I mean, they look like absolutely tragic. We have some sage and some basil. Here, I'm gonna eat a basil leaf just for fun. Make sure there's no bugs on it. Looks good to me. All right. Smells good. Tastes good. Basil. Okay, let's find some potatoes. That's what I want to do next. So I'm in a little potato patch. Let's see what we got. Pulling back some straw. Oh yeah. I think there's mice and things probably munching on our potatoes. So I should get in here. Here we go. I really do need to harvest the potatoes. I'm feeling like I'm getting really late in the season to be harvesting. So I think this is gonna be one of my next tasks, harvesting potatoes. These ones are kind of small, but very good. I already harvested some, we ate them. So as you can see, I should have a bumper crop of potatoes to harvest. I still need to go to the farmer's market and make more than $22 to beat last year. And I think I can do that by bringing potatoes, mint, basil. I think I can sell like herbs, potatoes. I don't know if I'm gonna have a lot of tomatoes to bring, but I can probably bring some tomatoes. We have marigolds that are growing, so maybe I can bring like some bouquets of marigold or something just for fun, so it looks like my table actually has some stuff. There's our marigolds kind of scattered throughout the garden, looking pretty. I can probably bring spaghetti squash, potatoes, some herbs like the basil I was talking about. Tasted pretty good. Could probably bring a few pumpkins. So not my most successful garden ever, but I feel like we still have something to show for it. So yeah, proud of it. I think next year will be better. I just need to come in real soon with a flamethrower and try to burn off any seeds that are on the ground before I start turning the garden over and Then I want to get a cover crop in here. We'll probably go winter rye and some vetch. And I'm gonna be doing those things as soon as I can. I should probably do it today, but you know how I like to procrastinate. So that's basically our entire garden this year. I did plant a little strawberry patch over here in some raised beds, but they have been overtaken by weeds. So I could probably do a little bit of weeding here to help the strawberries out. There's a strawberry plant right there, strawberry plant right there. Yeah, I have a lot of maintenance to do. Ooh, we could potentially get some strawberries if the season holds out for another month. So that's positive. I have some peach trees that I still need to get into the ground. They're over here. They're in pots. They're still alive, as you can see. I need to get water on them, but I have 2 peach trees that I still need to get in the ground. They've been sitting here for like 3 months. So if that's all you need to see to let you know I've been struggling to get things done around here. But that's basically my little, I did do some hard work this year. I made a video about it, about starting some new lavender beds. I've been to Door County, Wisconsin, and they're known for having cherries and lavender, and it's a really pretty area. They kind of consider it the Cape Cod of the Midwest. And, you know, Cape Cod's kind of a little vacation paradise out there by Boston, Massachusetts, and, you know, New York City and that whole megalopolis. But Door County is kind of the equivalent of Cape Cod for people who live in Chicago, Minneapolis, whatever. Cape Cod of the Midwest. Anyway, holy cow, these lavender plants are taking off. I haven't been over here for a while, but I mean, I'm actually impressing myself. These things are turning into significant bushes. You can see the absolute growth. I created raised bed lavender, and I mean, look at this. Look at that. That's awesome. The challenging thing is I'm not sure if these lavender plants are going to survive the winter. Wow, these are pretty. Look at this. Look at that. Wow. We're getting some fresh lavender here in the later stages, and these have really bushed out. Like, I'm actually amazed. I'm going to eat one of these leaves. I'm amazed at how well these have grown and bushed out. I'm going to need to figure out, that tastes like lavender. I'm going to need to figure out how to help these survive our winters, because we can get down to negative 30 without batting an eyelash. But as you can see, these raised beds are looking really pretty. The lavender is growing really well. Will it survive the winter? That's going to be the big test. I was thinking like I could put leaves over the top to help insulate them. Or I was thinking some people put styrofoam buckets over the top of rose bushes. So I was thinking maybe I could get some styrofoam buckets to put over the top of these, just to help insulate them, to see if, you know, they'll survive and grow back next year. If these survive this winter and come back next year, I'm thinking about expanding my lavender, and, you know, it's going to be pretty. Pollinators and bees and bumblebees love this stuff. And it's kind of a tourist attraction in some way, shape, or form. You can sell bouquets. You can do some essential oil. A lot of cool stuff. One plant didn't make it. This one right here. That one didn't quite make it, but everything else is taking like wildfire. We've had a lot of rain, and doing raised beds, like usually they don't like to be wet. So with all the rain we've had, to see these plants doing really well and getting big and bushy, I'm excited about that. So that was one of the projects that I did focus on this year, and it's looking good. I feel really optimistic about that. It's a lot to maintain, a lot to weed around, but I'm sure over time I'll develop a method of maintaining my yard. Anyway, maybe it hasn't been that bad of a year, but that's my little tour. There's a lot more to see and talk about, but I'm gonna leave it with that. We got about a ½ inch of rain the other day, so we're definitely having a good growing season. I have some other things like this beautiful little apple tree that I planted like in front of my house that is absolutely looking like the saddest apple tree on earth. This is the Charlie Brown apple tree. I don't think it's gonna make it. I think it's on its way out, but it was nice while it lasted. It's funny how when you have a farm and you put things in the ground, there's no guarantee that it's gonna survive. And I'm definitely seeing that firsthand. It's kind of sad. It's kind of bittersweet, but what are you gonna do? So anyway, hope you enjoyed this little tour of the farm. There's tons more to see and talk about, but we'll leave it there since I'm not even gonna edit this. And we'll see you on the next edition of Sweetberry World. Subscribe and comment, and we hope to see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. I did promise not to edit this video. Very minimal editing. But I also thought, you know what? You guys probably want to know what happened to those eggs. And I just pulled them out of my pocket. I did crack an egg, but I did not get yolk on myself. Just a very small crack. Very edible still. As a boiled egg, or maybe even scrambled or sunny side up. But there you go.